Hello, my name is Miranda Hamstra, and I'm an RBT working for a local Idaho school district. Today, I will be presenting my project titled Effects of Total Task Chaining on Shoe Tying Independence in a 6-year-old with Language Impairment. Shoe tying is an important functional life skill that increases independence and allows access to new environments, activities, and social opportunities. For children with language or developmental delays, shoe tying can be difficult to learn without structured instruction. Total task chaining is an evidence-based teaching method in which all steps of a task are taught together and support is only provided where needed. Previous research has demonstrated that total task chaining can successfully teach a variety of skills, including self-help, community navigation, and fine motor tasks. The purpose of this project was to determine whether total task chaining would increase independent responding during shoe tying for a 6-year-old student with language impairment. My research question was, will total task chaining increase the percentage of independent responding during shoe tying for a young student with language impairment? The participant was a 6-year-old boy with language impairment who attended an extended resource classroom. Prior to the intervention, he had no independent shoe tying skills. All sessions took place in the classroom setting during regular school hours. During this study, a changing criterion design was used. The independent variable was total task chaining, and the dependent variable was the percentage of steps completed independently during the 8-step shoe tying task analysis. In each session, the participant attempted all 8 steps of shoe tying. A trial-by-trial data collection was used. The intervention was implemented across 4 phases. Phase 1 being the mastery of 3 steps, Phase 2, mastery of 5 steps, Phase 3, mastery of 7 steps, and the 4th phase was the mastery of all 8 steps. To advance to the next phase, the student needed to demonstrate 100% independent responding for 3 consecutive sessions. A most to least prompting hierarchy was used as needed, and prompts were faded as independence increased. Reinforcement was delivered contingent on meeting the independence criterion for each phase. Now referring to the graph, during baseline, the participant demonstrated low levels of independence in shoe tying. Phase 1 was completed within 7 sessions, and the data showed a clear upward trend in independent responding. Phase 2 was mastered within 6 sessions, also showing steady improvement. Phase 3, however, demonstrated greater variability, likely influenced by distractions and an upcoming school break. Data collection ended after 4 sessions, and Phase 4 was not reached due to the interruption in school schedule. However, the results across Phases 1 and 2 indicate that the student was making meaningful progress towards fully independent shoe tying. These findings suggest that total task chaining was effective in increasing independent shoe tying behavior for this student. Variability in Phase 3 may have resulted from distractions and the excitability of the upcoming week-long school break, which impacted consistency in practice and data collection. While the study ended before Phase 4 could be implemented, trends suggest that independence and complete shoe tying would likely have been achieved with continued intervention. This study supports previous research showing that total task chaining can be a successful strategy for teaching functional life skills. Teaching shoe tying using this method may enhance student independence and reduce adult reliance in school and home settings. Future research of mine or others could evaluate generalization across different environments, different types of shoes, and maintenance over time. One way in which I would change up with a study if I were to conduct something similar in the future is to utilize a least to most prompt hierarchy rather than the most to least one I implemented. I did not have much experience in implementing a most to least prompt procedure, and when I read it being used in the literature, I was curious how it could be implemented with my participant. Early on, however, I realized that a most to least prompting procedure did not seem the best fit for this study and my participant, and a least to most hierarchy would have been more appropriate. Perhaps a most to least prompt hierarchy would be more useful and beneficial for teaching a different skill than shoe tying. Thank you for viewing my presentation.